What's going on, you guys? So, I'm in a good mood. I found a good hot sauce, North Carolina Reaper hot sauce, and I had it like 20 minutes ago, and it's still tingling from like here to my stomach, and did a doozy on my stomach, and it's good stuff, man. Very good stuff. There's a new Grand Tactician, Grand Engineer Corps post out, and I wanted to cover it. It's quiet before the storm, so let's discuss it. So while the citizens have been anxiously waiting for the news, it seems like there's a suspicious calm at the front lines. The reporters Grand Herald say it's because generals of the recently formed Grand Engineering Corps are developing plans to test them in preparation for the advance. Just to give you a heads up, Grand Engineer Corps is what the development team is calling themselves. They're calling themselves the Grand Engineer Corps. Love that name. Because they are grand, and they are technically engineers, right? It's June, and Whiskey and Lemon's DLC has entered internal beta. That's very good. So the next would be a public beta and then release. So we're not too far from release. During this phase, we will test, balance, and finalize the DLC gameplay. While the new gameplay content is ready while testing, there's still work going on with giving final touches to remaining art, like maps and music. While we're aiming for a Q2 2023 release, it's fair to say that summer 2023 is more accurate at this point. Hey, summer 2023 is literally around the corner, so I'm good with that. Of course, we'll give more information when further details are available. With the DLC, we'll also release the latest patch, which includes fixes and improvements to the base game. DLC will also bring a all-new career mode, where players will start the campaign commanding a single unit with success and promotions. Players can climb to more important positions with more influence in the course of the war while following AI commanders' orders. Players can manage their unit, staff, and personal activities. Ooh, personal activities. That's interesting. It's a little new there. So, I posted a video about this before a couple days ago, so go check out that video. It's a good one if you haven't yet. I like what Grand Engineer Corps is doing. I like the way they're taking this game. So instead of like having a base game and just building on top of it, they're coming at it from a totally new direction. And I like it. It's very innovative. Starting out as, as a regimental commander, I believe. Starting as regimental commander, assigning, your staff, right? Following orders, or maybe sometimes not following orders, right? It would be very interesting how that dynamic plays out. Now, the one thing that I'm kind of curious about is, obviously, you're the regimental commander, right? You're going to take orders from the brigade commander. The brigade commander says, go here, you go there, right? I'm assuming there'll be, rewards and, penalties if you don't and stuff like that. But as you climb, you go from regimental, brigade, division, corps, and then army commander, you get a little bit more latitude. I'm assuming once you hit Army Commander, Jefferson Davis's or, Lincoln is like, yeah, just win the war, so it gives you a little bit more latitude. Alright, the career mode brings many role-playing elements to the game, allowing a different kind of focus in the game without the need to manage the whole war. Okay, and from what I'm seeing here, you can choose your uniform. The career mode can be used in all campaign scenarios. In addition, a new regiment scale focus campaign can be played in the Eastern Theater. Only in the Eastern Theater. Interesting. Campaign starts in June 1861 before the start of large-scale fighting. Will the war drag on for years, or will the blue troops march irresistibly on to Richmond? So, we've been ordered to guard our capital, although it seems to be a bona fide honorable task. I wonder if I might see combat in the near future. My eyes are getting worse. So, we see a little bit of the enhancements of the DLC. There's something up here. I believe one is for money, and I think the other one is prestige. Correct me if I'm wrong. The career mode can be used in all campaign scenarios. In addition, a new regiment scale let's cover that. While the DLC development has been ongoing, we also have my son's calling me. Consolidated our development team's future. From now on, the development team goes by the name Engineer Corps, which is Grand Engineer Corps. This change was made to register the name for future projects, which means we are going to continue further developing Grand Tactician. Notice it's not Grand Tactician Civil War, it's Grand Tactician. What the future brings, though, is another story. More about that later. So, I think they did mention, either in a forum or maybe an interview I did with them, that they're not going to just be limited to the Civil War. They're going to expand to other conflicts. Now, with this engine, it'll be perfect for like an American Revolution, War of 1812, or like a Napoleon type conflict. And then, think about this. You have this system that they can also, once this releases for this, they can bring such a system to like an American Revolution game. Imagine starting out as a George Washington, commanding the small army, or starting out as a Ethan Allen. Your orders are to take Fort Ticonderoga. Things like that. I think we'll have. Oh, man, it's going to be incredible. The possibilities are just like endless, and just when I think about it, it's just like, wow. And I can't think of any better developer to take on and make the best American Revolution, War of 1812, Napoleonic War ever made. Because let's be honest, this is the best Civil War strategy game ever made, bar none. And it's probably going to be like that for years, maybe decades. This was a huge project in scope, and they did it. And there was only two developers, and they contracted a few things out, but two main developers. If I took you and I showed you this game, you would have thought a AAA studio made this, because the level of detail, the level of just art, graphics is just wow. Not only do you have the passion that these developers have, but I'll be honest, these developers are geniuses, and because there's so much more. Coding is like an art, but it's very mathematical. Very mathematical. You have to code very, very carefully and very detail-oriented. And for the game to just be playable and for it to have so much scope, which they did. I mean, they put a whole economy system, a production system, a war system, tactical war system, a strategic war system, a naval system. I mean, we're just adding this up, and two guys, just breathtaking, honestly. Anyway, this looks really good. From what they're saying here, I mean, we have this DLC. I wonder if they're going to make another DLC. They're going to make another Civil War DLC before announcing another war, like American Revolution, War of 1812. There's a part of me. It's a part of me that wishes they continuously make Civil War DLCs. Maybe get another team, right? Another 2 or 3 developers to continuously making Civil War DLCs while the main group goes for American Revolution or Napoleonic and something like that. So I think this would be like a perfect time for them to kind of say, all right, we want to continue developing this, but because you're going to get funds from this will keep you above water while we work on this, right? And then, you can throw American Revolution, Civil War, and then take on another thing and just keep adding to it. I think that would be a great way to go. Yeah, so honestly, guys, this is very motivating. And this is very interesting. Oh, this is the skill system. They're adding like a card system to this. I'm going to try to see if I can get it from a different perspective. Sometimes Steam on Linux is a little fidgety. See, if you go through a different menu, it allows you to open up the screenshot. It's weird. That's programming for you. That's programming. This is what I was just saying. You need a great programmer. Whoever designed the Linux one or whoever designed the Steam one didn't think if we access this, news item from the library, we forgot to add that you can, expand the screenshots. Anyway, so money and prestige. So I was right. It was prestige. All right, and then here, so like there's not that much differences here. But the main one here, this card system. So reassurance, and then there's therapy, which is If you're a known psychopath to a point where your troops fear you, maybe it's time to seek professional counseling. A little bit. Improves your human qualities. Another act is currently being executed. Wait for this action to be finished. I'm assuming it's that one. I'm assuming 500 comes from prestige. Yeah, it does. So you can see the icon here matches that. So the more prestige you get, the more cards you can select. But this is very cool. You can make your own guy. You can give them certain qualities. I really love it. Choose the staff that you want. Very, very amazing. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll catch you next one. See you then.